Welcome back to Invincible Jacksons. My name is Tori. If you are new here, this is basically just my channel outlet. I use it as an outlet basically to show my appreciation for the Jackson family and their musical legacy. And here I talk about their music, of course, their performances. It's basically everything about them. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for viewing. Thanks for being loyal. I know it seems like it's been decades since I've uploaded last, but honestly, I don't know. I just haven't been feeling up for it lately. Sorry, I'm messing with my pop socket if you heard that. But today I just wanted to do basically something like another get to know me. I'll be doing a Michael Jackson family Q&A. So I asked people on Instagram to send in questions, and I will be responding to them in this video. So stay tuned. And before I get started, I would just like to note that I have gone live like 2 times in the past couple weeks. So I'll be using some of the questions like people have like asked me on there as well. I had screenshotted them. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into the first question. Actually, I didn't write this one down. I just remembered it because it was that good of a question. A nice, wonderful friend of mine asked this in my live actually. And I didn't have a direct answer when she had first asked me. So I'm like, dang, I don't really have an answer for this, but I'm gonna give kind of a better answer. It's not exact, it's not on point. Let me quit rambling and get into it. Basically, she asked me, what is my go-to song? Now, I'm assuming like my go-to Jackson song, Michael Jackson song. I believe I had said like, okay, so at the beginning of the year, I was really listening to On the Line, because you know how at the beginning of the year, new year, you're gonna have your New Year's resolutions and everything, which I fell off and I need to do better. But that song really, it just pushes me. I would listen to it, like I would try to listen to it every day, kind of like push me and remind me I should start doing it again. But I love the message. It's talking about basically, you know, you don't like what you're doing, you don't like your habits, change it. You can change it. Try harder. Reach out for your goals, take risks, put your heart on the line. Another one is kind of in the same realm, but I have a go-to album, my comfort album as I would like to call it, and it is the Jackson self-titled album. It was their first album release after they left Motown and went to Epic. The album is just fun, lighthearted, warm. It has that real nice 70s vibe. I love a lot of songs on there, like Good Times, Dreamer. My favorite one on there is Lord Jesus, I am forgetting the name. How is it gonna be my favorite song? Forget the name. Living together. I kept thinking Style of Life. No, it's Living Together. Look, please don't cancel me. Now, another question that was on the live, this was kind of asked to the group of who was watching, but I'm gonna still answer it anyway. They asked, do you think The Girl Is Mine should have been replaced by Say Say Say? Don't come for my neck, please don't. But I think I prefer Say Say Say. And I know it wasn't technically Michael's song, but it just slaps. It slaps harder, you know what I'm saying? The Girl Is Mine, it's nice, it's chill, but I don't know, something about Say Say Say, it's really good. I don't know, it's like upbeat, and plus it has a short film to it, so, or a music video, because it's Paul McCartney's, but you get what I'm saying, you get the gist. Another question from that live was, what's more iconic, the Thriller outfit or the Smooth Criminal outfit? I'm gonna say, like, this is basically facts, statistics. If I walked up to somebody on the street and I showed them the Thriller outfit versus the Smooth Criminal, your everyday regular old person is going to recognize Thriller first, because it's just that legendary. So I would say the Thriller outfit is more legendary. However, in my personal opinion, I prefer the Smooth Criminal outfit. I don't know. I know it was like inspired by Fred Astaire in that film he was in, but still, I just like the white, like how it's white on the outside. You don't really see a lot of white suits compared to black ones, and I really like the blue and everything. It's just an iconic outfit to me, and it's memorable to me. Okay, someone asked, do you think the Jackson brothers should have done something with the Jackson sisters all together, like an album, short film, or just a song? I mean, like I like, we do have 2300 Jackson Street already, but it would be cool to see them do something with the sisters. I know, like I don't know, was it last week? Me and my brother like to have like Jackson's talks. We just ramble and talk about anything Jackson sometimes. And I was basically talking about how I would love to see the Jackson, like all the family, everybody who sings and performs and everything. I would love to see them do a show together. So like you'll have like the Jacksons themselves. You know, if Randy and Jermaine want to join them, cool. If Jermaine wants to do some of his solo stuff, cool. Janet, Reby, and Latoya, I know they sung. They had their solo solo albums and songs and stuff. Even like the next generations, like 3T, Tosh, Terrell, TJ, Jafar. That would be so dope. I wish they, you know, but as like the Jackson brothers and the Jackson sisters, it would be nice to see them like do another song together. But I'm glad we have 2300 Jackson Street. I like this question too, cause I'm kind of passionate about it. They asked, underrated Jackson 5 or Jackson's album. I'm gonna say right off the bat, Moving Violation for Jackson 5. That was their last album with Motown before they left, and the sound of it is just, it's kind of different compared to like their earlier stuff. It kind of has like I would say it has a similar sound to some of the songs on Dancing Machine, but it's different. And the album gets little to no skips, in my opinion. As far as Jackson's, I would say Going Places is pretty underrated. It has some underrated gems, some hidden gems on there, and overall that album is just overlooked. And 2300 Jackson Street. When people think of the Jackson's album, of course, you know, first they're gonna think of the top three ones: Destiny, Triumph, Victory. But then you might get some who know the Jacksons a little more, so they're gonna know the Jackson self-titled, Going Places, Destiny, Triumph, Victory. But a lot of times 2300 Jackson Street is forgotten. And like, I understand like Marlon and Michael, they weren't there, but still, that album, little to no skips, and it has 2300 Jackson Street on there. So I suggest y'all take a listen if you haven't. Another question: what Marlon Jackson songs do I recommend? Y'all ask some good questions. I love these. Marlon Jackson songs I recommend. Of course, I recommend Don't Go. I recommend When Will You Surrender? And Where Do I Stand? Where Do I Stand? That song is so good. It's a ballad, and like it shows a different side to Marlon and his music, because he does do like mostly upbeat and stuff. That and Lovely Eyes, those are ballads, but I prefer Where Do I Stand. So take a listen to those. Take a listen to his album if you haven't. My favorite Jackson 5 or Jackson's interview. I would say I really like the interview where it's the one where that popular clip, like, quote comes from. Michael used it in History, where he was like, whatever I sing, that's what I really mean. I don't sing if I don't mean it. Something like that. I like that one because you get to see them in their natural element. You get to see them, you know, they're young. Some people in the comments like of that video or the interview, they say they look bored. I believe they were in their study time or something. But you got to just see them interact as brother. Michael was a little mischievous person. Go watch the interview. I'm gonna link it below. He was a little mischievous with the magazines. That's all I'm gonna say. Another one I like to watch is the one where they like they first get to Gamble and Huff. I think, what's it called, like Philadelphia International. Basically when they get to Epic and they leave Motown. It's not really an interview, it's like informal interview. That goofy video where they're in the studio and Tito and Marlon and Randy and them, they all up in there goofing around, cracking jokes and stuff. That one's pretty funny. And then there's one that I recently watched. I don't know how I haven't seen it after all these years of like the next generation. Like when they were young, it was Genevieve, Dante, Randy Jr., Your Majesty, and Jafar. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anyone else. But they basically did an interview around the time of the second wave of allegations. And basically Jermaine had them do the interview to show the world like this is a normal family and these are kids. And they love their Uncle Michael and all they have is good stuff to say about him. So just to show them that they are regular everyday people and that they shouldn't be lied on and, you know, stuff like that. It was a nice interview. Genevieve was singing. You got to see like Your Majesty dancing, Jafar doing his golf thing. I don't know, I wonder if he still plays golf, but that was a pretty good interview. Okay, somebody asked, do you guys think there should be more Michael Jackson or Jackson websites and forums? I have seen quite a bit of Michael Jackson forums. I think like there's MJJ Community and other stuff. I know that they're not as popular as they were back in the early 2000s and stuff. It's like social media now, but I would love to see like a website dedicated to the Jacksons, like a Jacksons forum where like fans of the whole entire family can go in there and talk. If there are any, let me know. Comment down, let me know, message me. If not, you know, I might make one. Maybe. I have a lot of ideas up here, so it might be a while if I do. So somebody asked, how long have I been a fan? And then somebody asked, how old was I when I became a Jacksons fan? Now, I became a fan of Michael initially, and then the Jacksons followed, and I actually, unfortunately, became a fan the very day Michael passed away. So I was like, ooh, child, how old was I? I was 8. I was 8 years old. I don't know, I was thinking 9. I was 8. And I became a fan of him. And I didn't really know much about the family. I just knew him. I just knew his music. I want to say around the time when I was like, ooh, how old was I? I don't even know. I want to say the age of 13, 14. That's when I really started getting into the family. And like looking at the next generations of everything. And like discovering Marlon and his solo albums. Tito. I think at that time he had put out We Made It. I think that was his only single. Discovering, you know, Janet and 3T and all that. So I've been a fan for a while, actually, more than 10 years. So yeah. So they say, what short film of Michael's needs more appreciation? I'll give you 2 right off the bat. First one being Ghost. I know that one gets compared to Thriller a lot due to both of the Halloween themes and everything, but I believe he wanted to like try and like one up himself with Ghost. He was always trying to better himself, and I believe he actually achieved that. Unfortunately, it didn't get the attention it deserved. But as far as like special effects, dance choreography, acting, you know, everything. That is a superb film. Like, I love that short film. If y'all haven't seen it in a while, I suggest go watch it again, and maybe you'll discover some things you forgot. Maybe you'll see some things in there that like you never noticed before. Another one I would say is technically this is Michael's first short film. It is the Can You Feel It short film that he did with his brothers for the Triumph album. That one he basically came up with a concept for and everything. There was a storyline. I know they had Blame It on the Boogie and the other music videos and everything, but this is actually the first one, like, you know, with a storyline and a plot, and it had a really good message to it. So yeah. Another question: are you a fan of the 2 albums that came out after Michael passed? So that would be Michael and then Escape. Honestly, those aren't in my rotation a lot. I honestly kind of forget about them. How should I say this? The Michael album, we know the controversy surrounding it, with Sony using the fake vocals and everything. And it's unfortunate because I actually liked them songs when I was little. Don't cancel me, please. But I just can't, of course I can't listen to them anymore. Like, I think I took them off of my playlist. Like, there are songs I like on there. I like Hold My Hand. I know some people probably they don't like that song, but I really like it. I like the message, and that was one of my first memories of like music after Michael passed, because it was released the year after he passed away. And I don't know, they're okay, like they're good, but I don't know, I just don't keep them in my rotation. I like the concept of Escape, like how they did their little remixes to it and their add-ons and stuff. And they also included the original demos and original tracks of his. One thing I'm not for sure of is if he would have approved of certain edits or demos of the songs. So, I mean, like, that's just a mystery that we'll never know. My favorite demos. I actually plan to do a video on this, so I'm only gonna give like a few, like 3 of them. My favorite demos of Michael's, to be specific, I would say Off the Wall. The Off the Wall demo, I love it better than the actual song, because it has like, there's a part of it, like when it gets to the chorus, it's like a chorus of voices singing, and I really just see like a party scene in my head, like him at Studio 54, and like just it really hones in the message of the song about like having fun, letting go of worries and stresses and everything. There's one critique about it though. They had this one violin part that they just put in there too much. I'm like, okay, don't overdo it, child. Another one I like is the Say 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 demo. Specifically, I'm gonna call it Michael's version. I like how it has more of his vocals in there, and it almost sounds like it was made to fit on Thriller. Like, it had more of that 80s sound to it. I don't know if that makes sense. And I love his ad-libs and stuff at the end. That was really good. Another one that I like is Fall Again. The one that was for the Invincible album. I like Fall Again, and I like it because it's like chill. It's very, I don't know, it reminds me of being in like a flowery field and there's like a nice breeze. That sounded so corny, please. But I like that one too. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video going over it. My favorite demos. What motivated you to start my Instagram account? If y'all don't know, I started my Instagram account before this YouTube channel. It's called Invincible Jacksons. You can find it linked below. But to get to the question, I used to have a Twitter fan page, and sadly got taken away. And so I just kind of never really like went back to having a fan page until last year, 2021, the end of it. I was like, okay, I'm like really getting back into the family again, into the Jacksons, into Michael and everything. Yeah, because I had like fell off for a few years. That's a different story for a different time. But yeah, so I was like, I really just want to post about him again and like talk about him and like have an outlet for him. So that's what turned into Invincible Jacksons. And if you're curious about the name, the Invincible Jacksons, reason why I chose it is because that family is really resilient. And the media and this country, America, society, they continue to throw them in to like this pit and like try to tear them down, and they just don't. Like, they're a tight-knit family still. They face losses, lies, and they're still a tight-knit family, and they're still creating and making music, and they're all about love. So that's why I was really like inspired to go back and make that page. Is there another member of the Jackson 5 / Jacksons that you like besides Michael? Right off the bat, Marlon, Jackie, and Tito. Those three make up modern Jacksons, like now, not modern, but today's Jacksons that go out and perform. I really love Marlon. He's super talented. Dance moves on fleek. Oh, that's an outdated term, excuse me. Jackie, impeccable. His music is great. His solo music, vocals on point, everything. I believe he takes lead in the songs now when they perform, and he really holds it down well. Like, I'm glad that he's getting his chance to shine on lead and everything. And he really just seems like a really nice, down-to-earth person. He reminds me of his mother, Catherine. As far as Tito was cool. He's like that cool uncle, man. He is so cool. His music is great. Y'all should check him out. He's bad on that guitar. I mean, what more can I say? Like, those three are super good. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the whole family, but you know, of course, those three came to mind. What would I rate the Invincible album from 1 to 10? Honest opinion. If it isn't obvious by the name, I'll give it a 10. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, that album wasn't his best. Nah. Okay, and I still like the song. It's my opinion. I feel like it's definitely overlooked. The album gets no skips. It's a variety. I love how he went back into R&B, like when he first started with Off the Wall and everything. Different variations of like songs. He has ballads. He has upbeat R&B. It shows a different side of him, and I really think that's what he was trying to go for and achieve. And that's an album that honestly, it wasn't hard for me to try to like it and like having to listen to it multiple times. I was literally an album where I sat down and listened to it when I was younger for the first time, and I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. Like, first listen, I was drawn in. If you interviewed a Jackson sibling individually, what questions would I ask them? I can't off the bat think of a specific question, but I think I would like for it to be a conversation, or like an interview. Maybe not even like an interview, like make it to where it's like a conversation, and ask about, okay, let me think how I should say this. So you got your regular old interviews where they just ask the same questions about the same, like the allegations and how do you feel about this and that. It's just the same old questions. as a fan, from a fan's perspective, I would ask them questions like, what do you like to do on a Saturday afternoon? What's your favorite hobbies? Like, we know a lot of their hobbies, like Tito likes cars and stuff like that, and Michael liked to read, Michael liked art. But I would just like to, you know, what do you like to do in your free time, and what motivates you? Just questions like that. I get sick of the same old questions being asked, and I wish a lot more fans got like an opportunity to interview them, or people, even like celebrities or people who are already interviewers, who are unbiased and they're not swayed by the media and everything, who are fans themselves. Like I said, I would like for them to interview them, because you'll get a different wide range and variety of questions, and you might learn something new about them that you never knew before. And that's the point of interviews. But you know, the media today, they just keep on the same old loop. Ciao. I saved this question for last because I really, really, really loved it. And it's, what inspires you? So what inspires me? I'm a believer. So God, Jesus, they both inspire me. And, you know, I wouldn't be where I am without them, of course. They motivate me. Without them, child, I don't know where I would be. But also music in general, it inspires me. I went through like hard times, dark times, and I kid you not, music, that was the thing that really helped carry me. That's the thing that, like, you know, along with God and Jesus, was there with me through it all. Also the Jacksons, that's why I made this channel, of course. They inspire me. I like their philosophies, and they really give me like a new perspective on life, how to treat people, how to handle situations. Just like I've talked about throughout this whole Q&A, the allegations, the things that have been thrown at them, the hardships and everything, they always handle it gracefully, and they never like slander anyone. You know, of course they defend themselves if someone, you know, lies on them, but they never just go out and intentionally and just start slandering people. They always do it well. You know, they're an example of how we should be, how we should handle things. Thank you to everyone who sent in those questions. Those were some really good questions. I hope I didn't ramble on too much, but I also hope that it gives you an insight to me as a fan. I have like a ton of ideas coming up in the near future. Hopefully I have the motivation to execute them. Yeah, so stay tuned for more. And thank you once again, everybody who continues to support me and is loyal. Have a good day and do everything with love.